Mojang has released a big and new update for dog armor in Minecraft 121. You can now dye the dog armor, repair it, and you can even enchant it in creative mode. We also have some absolutely huge news for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Hardcore mode is officially coming to Bedrock. It should be in the next beta, which isn't releasing today, but we should see it hopefully this week. We've been waiting on hardcore mode to come to Bedrock Edition for so long, and it's finally on the way, guys. I cannot wait. By the way, I'll have a 100 days hardcore video out sometime soon. I've been playing it kind of low-key on streams. So this right here is a regular dog. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but this is what they look like. Now, of course, he's got a dyed collar, but that's actually separate from the dyed wolf armor. So when you go to make a regular piece of wolf armor, this is what it's going to look like on a dog. As you can see, pretty good. However, now we can dye this armor similar to how you dye leather armor. So you can put just one piece of dye on there, and that'll give you, you know, all the regular 16 different colors, but you can also combine different dyes to get different shades and different stuff like that. So as you can see, this is going to be a different color of red than this one right here, and it actually tells you the hex color codes as well, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, to get the wolf armor off the dog, you got to use shears because Minecraft, don't question it. So that is regular red armor, looking really good. We can take that off. This is our custom armor. It's kind of a reddish, kind of clayish color. And here's just straight up orange, which is also looking really nice. So of course you can make your dog armor any of these standard 16 colors in Minecraft, and you can see all those lovely new textures here. And then you can mix and match and get like 20 bajillion infinite colors by mixing and matching all these dyes. And here's what every single color of dog armor looks like on the dogs. As you can see, they're all looking really good. I love how saturated and colorful they are. Of course, you can custom dye them if you want them to be a little bit more dull or a little bit darker or just not as bright. That way they're maybe a little bit more camouflaged in your Minecraft world. I have some truly incredible news for you regarding the dog armor. If you put it in an anvil, you can actually enchant this thing. Only in creative mode. As you can see, we're in survival mode now. We try and put this on there, and it just does not work. It appears that right now you can put anything you want on there, like mending, unbreaking. How about thorns 3, projectile protection? Sure. But what about respiration? Yep, that works. How about some depth strider? Sure, why not? How about feather falling? Yep, that works too. And even smite 5? Yeah, I mean, why not, right? So I think we should put some fire aspect 2 on our wolf armor. And then I also think we should put some Frostwalker. We can't put Frostwalker on it. Okay. Well, it's not unlimited enchantments, but you can put like Swift Sneak 3 on there. You can even put Soul Speed 3 on there. It only costs 1,000 levels. That's not a bad deal. However, we can't stack the different protections on there. So since this has projectile protection, we can't get the other types of protection on there. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I think that this would be a great game feature. Let's just shear our dog real quick, and then we'll give him some shiny new enchanted armor. It doesn't appear enchanted on the doggo, which is really sad. But do you think we should be able to do this in survival? Maybe not to this extent, because this is a bit much. But I do think it would be cool if we could put at least mending, maybe unbreaking on the armor, because it is like basically a full set of armor. But I don't think it's gonna happen because we can't enchant horse armor either. I decided to have a little bit more fun with it, so this is the previous one that I showed you, and this is the new one. I put a couple more enchantments on there. Sadly, I couldn't get any of these guys on there just because they're doubled up enchantments, or they're like, you know, item specific things like Infinity or Frostwalker. So obviously the enchanted armor is a bit overpowered, but the regular dog armor itself is actually just straight up overpowered in its own right. So if you look at the data here, you can see that netherite chestplate has a +8 armor, and if you look at the wolf armor, this has a +11 armor. So the real question is, Armadillo armor win? Yeah, this stuff is seriously overpowered. I don't know if they're gonna make that weaker or not, but it seems like they really want to turn dogs into a straight up tank. Which, I mean, they kind of do be looking like that. So let's do a little bit of damage testing, shall we? I think we just get a creeper, and then we just blow this guy up a little bit. Now, that is actually going to damage armadillo armor. This stuff now has durability layers on it, and we can actually start to see this armor crack and break a little bit. So let's just get another creeper and send this guy flying, and as you can see, the armor has completely broken after 2 creeper blasts. Unlike the elytra, you can't repair it once it's broken. It's like a regular set of armor. once it breaks, it's gone forever. So let's try that out again. We don't need this guy to survive. There we go. So as you can see, this is what the damaged and cracked armor looks like. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see from the darker pixels on the side here. And then if we shear that, you can see that the durability bar has actually shown up. Now you can actually repair the wolf armor really easily. You just put it on your dog, and then you click on the dog with an armadillo scoot, and then that'll start repairing it, similar to an iron golem. And if we shear this thing again, as you can see, now it is fully repaired. Now the dog armor is supposed to protect your dog from most damage sources, so as long as it's wearing that armor, it should not die. But as soon as that armor breaks, then it's going to start taking damage, and these guys still have 20 hearts or 40 health. So as you can see, we can smack this guy with swords, bows and arrows, or creepers, and he'll just absolutely tank it. He is getting like the little damage redness, but if he's still wearing that armor, he's not actually going to take any damage. Of course, when the dog actually takes damage, it'll make the damage noises. So that's just a good indicator of if your dog is actually about to die or not. And of course, the tail also indicates the dog's health too. So if the tail is, you know, straight across, it's like medium health. And if it's all the way down, then it is pretty low health. As you can see, the more we hit this guy, the lower that tail goes. Also, pro tip, you can feed your dogs rotten flesh, and that actually will heal them. We also have some really cool updates to the Bogged. First of all, he's got full-on mushrooms. Look at that. He's got mushrooms growing out of his head, out of the back of his head now. But you can actually go ahead and shear these guys, and the mushrooms will fall off of them, and it's so fun. So you can get a brown mushroom or a red mushroom from them, which is actually a community suggestion. We were hoping that these guys would drop mushrooms when they die, but that's not the case. But you can shear them. As you can see, looking really, really good. So you can get between 1 or 2 of the different mushrooms when you shear these guys, and I think that this is an absolutely great little feature. Yeah, so they don't drop any mushrooms when you kill them normally, even with the looting 3 effect. So if you want those little mushrooms, you gotta shear them first. Now, great news for everybody. Mojang allowed us to automate this, so we can shear them using a dispenser, meaning that we can automate it in our mob farms, and we don't need to do anything manually. Huge props. Love it. Let's go. There's also been some UI changes to Java Edition, so now when you pause, it's a bit of a blurry background, and you can still see the world, but you can change this in accessibility settings. It's this one right here that scrolls to the side, so we can have 0 blurriness or 100 blurriness, and I really like this 0 blurriness. I actually really quite like that. Now, as you can see, they got rid of the dirt menu as well, so when we go into our world settings, it's no longer the dirt background. We can see the panorama back there, and it just looks good, and I really like this server right here. There's just a little bit of UI changes here or there, and it looks a lot cleaner now. I really like it. Mojang has also gotten rid of the dirt background on the credits screen, so now when you go through the end portal in the end dimension, look how trippy that is. That is way different than on Bedrock Edition. It changes with your perspective. Ooh, weird. Anyway, so now when you go through here, the background is actually that end portal, which is really cool. And then it starts to play the credits. And I think that this is actually a nice and great change because this looks so much cooler than the dirt screen. It's actually animated as well. If you like this video and want to see more Minecraft news, then make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you down in the comments and in the next one.